Millions of people put this place on their bucket list, but many never make it because it feels too far, too complicated, or like maybe next year. But that's exactly why we're here, because the go-go years are now. And Jerusalem is so worth it. This is not a beach vacation. It's not a relaxing vacation with a cocktail in your hand watching the sunset. It's the trip of a lifetime. Jerusalem is a place where you walk down a stone alley that is literally thousands of years old and turn a corner to find yourself in a living, breathing, working city. The city is organized into 4 quarters: Jewish, Muslim, Christian, and Armenian, and each one is its own world. And that's just the old city. There is so much more. Hi, I'm Greg Titus from FinStream. It is my pleasure to introduce our guest, a certified expert on the Holy Land, and a man who spends his life unlocking the Holy Land for travelers just like you. Dimitris Chimantis runs Dimitris Tours. We found him through Instagram. He's one of the most knowledgeable guides working in the Holy Land today. He is going to tell us all about the ins and outs of a visit to the Holy Land. And we're going to discuss what to see, the cost, whether the security concerns you've read about should actually keep you home or not. And with that, I'll turn it over to Dimitris. Go ahead.
Greg, thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and thank you for the kind words. And I would
Very
like to
excited.
say hello from Jerusalem to your audience, to your listeners everywhere in the States and the world.
Yeah, we're very excited to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Before we get to the practical stuff, what to see, when to go, how much it costs, I wanted to start with you, your background, and how did you become one of Jerusalem's go-to guides?
So, long story short, is I'm born and raised in Jerusalem. I was born in Jerusalem. I was raised in Jerusalem. To be precise, I was raised in the old city of Jerusalem, the melting pot of the world, I would say. This is where the 3 Abrahamic religions come together, and it was a blessing. I was always fascinated by the people of the city, by the holy sites of the city, by the history of the city. As I grew older, then at some point in my life, I decided to go into wines, selling wine and do wine tours. As I was doing wine tours, I used to go, to different regions, and on the road, I would see those ancient sites, biblical sites, and I was always wondering the importance of those sites. So this is when an idea came into my mind. I was like, probably I should know more about those. And this is when I decided to study to become a tour guide through the Ministry of Tourism in Israel. And I went through a very intensive 2-year course that includes, history, archaeology, biblical archaeology, religion, and so on. And I was successful, and this is where I started doing my own tours, because what I've known and what I've experienced from that, I think everybody should experience that and should visit the Holy Land, because it's life changing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would second that. Having recently experienced it, it was mind altering, and I recommend it to anybody who's considering it to make the effort and get over
exactly. You know it yourself.
Yeah. So how have things changed since you started doing it?
Things have changed a lot. First of all, I have lived so many experiences throughout me guiding people from different parts of the world. I have lived so many experiences with people that visited the country. I made so many friends. Now I have friends all around the world, and I have grew in different aspects in my life, knowing of the Bible, my faith have grown so much since I started, touring and doing biblical tours with the people. And the most fascinating of all, that every time a tour ends, I see the emotions on the faces of the people that finish the tour, and it's always overwhelming to me. The way they talk, all the things that they have seen. They have lived the Bible. Their faith has grown since the first day that they started the tour. So it's fascinating. It has changed me, and I'm so thankful and so blessed to be able to do this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I will say when I came back, it took a while to process everything that we had seen. My friends would ask me about the trip, and I'd say, well, I can tell you a little bit about it, but to be honest with you, I'm still thinking about it and trying to figure it all out because there was so much to see.
I'll tell you
So
something.
yes, go
I'll
ahead.
tell you something. I have so many clients, that are big time travelers that they have went to 100, 120 countries around the world, like they are world trotters, to some of the most beautiful countries in the world. But once they visit the Holy Land, it's completely different.
Yeah.
The experience, the emotions, the things you see in the Holy Land, and also living the Bible or bringing the Bible to life, especially for Christians, that's fascinating.
Yes. Yeah, indeed. So who would you consider the ideal traveler? Somebody that should it be somebody that's traveled a fair amount or uh,
Now, I would say, firstly, Christians who are looking to deepen their knowledge in the Bible by visiting those biblical sites that the actual events that are mentioned in the Bible took place.
mhm.
Pilgrims that are looking for spiritual journey rather than just a vacation. Even though throughout our tours we can combine both, biblical tours and some leisure aside as well, because
Yeah.
that's needed. Travelers that appreciate, historical, archaeological, cultural context alongside scriptures. Um, I would say also small groups, families, couples, even solo travelers that um, appreciate personal attention and customized tours. People that are looking to experience real, authentic, local tour and encountering local people and also tasting local food. And you are an example of that because you like the food so much over here in the
I
country.
did. Yeah, the food was a
So,
major surprise. I did not expect it to be as incredibly good, delicious as it was.
exactly. So, the food, the culinary tours, and all of that is part of completing the experience in Israel in the Holy Land.
Yeah, and personally, I would say, although I learned a lot about Christianity, I learned a lot about other religions as well, and that's one of the things that I didn't expect. It was a
Yes,
nice surprise.
yes. And this is what I mentioned is that travelers that are interested in cultural and historical context as well,
Yeah,
meaning because you will get to know many communities. You will learn about many communities: the Muslim, the Jewish, the Christian, the Druze, some other minorities in the country. You will learn more about Judaism, Jewish holy sites, Islam and Islamic holy sites, and historical holy sites. So it's a huge combination. So a visit to the Holy Land covers everybody.
so one last question before we get into the practical stuff. What's the place that you never get tired of showing somebody? What gets them every single time?
So I'll split that into two answers. I'll do one city and one site.
Okay.
So a city, it's Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Jerusalem has such a vast history that visitors are overwhelmed by the history and the spirituality and the diversity of Jerusalem. all those different people from different backgrounds and different religions coexist and come together. It's fascinating for everybody that sees Jerusalem. That's concerning the city, but uh, my favorite site, I think that it gets everybody that visits Israel and visits the Holy Land, is the tomb of Jesus,
Yeah.
which is the pinnacle of every visit to the Holy Land. This is where he literally triumphed over death, and this is where I see people getting emotional, having this moment right there, and this is something that you experienced yourself, Greg.
Yeah, yeah, I was there.
But I would
That's exactly how
say,
I
I
felt.
would say that everybody has their own moment in a different place.
I had a similar moment at the Sea of Galilee.
Exactly. So everybody has this moment, has this feeling, has this emotion differently.
Yeah,
But most commonly, I experience it with my clients at the tomb of Jesus.
yeah, that makes sense. So, all right, let's get practical. Someone's watching this and they're deciding they want to go to the Holy Land. Where do they start?
Prepping for the Holy Land, I would say, if you are not familiar with the history of the Holy Land, if you are not familiar with biblical stories and so on, I would highly recommend that you read some history. You don't have to go deep into it. Just you have to read some history about the country. You have to read some the Bible, at least the Gospel, one time, or to make it easy for you, you can just simply watch The Chosen. Okay, because it gives you an idea of what you're gonna see, the story, the sequence of the events. So, in a way to prep, for a visit. One more thing is that after that, you just have to contact me, and I can take care of everything else. But regarding prepping, um, The Chosen, read a little bit of the Bible. This way, you will sink in more once you visit those places. Because I had so many people. For example, we are in Capernaum, the ministry city of Jesus, and I'm talking and I'm explaining to them and so on, and they go like, "Oh, that's Capernaum that we saw in the Chosen series." So that's the city. That's where Jesus did this. That's where it happened. That's so. It's better because you will sink in more. You will understand more. It will become even more real to you once you are there.
So reading history books, reading the Bible, watching The Chosen are good ways to prepare for the trip.
Or even any documentaries. It doesn't have to be precisely about Christianity, but any
Yeah.
documentaries or historical documentaries about Israel, about the Holy Lands, about the Holy Land, about Jerusalem. Okay, it doesn't have to be
Yep.
strictly connected to Christianity.